good, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about the very first project that I was involved in at my new job, and giving it a slide review and yada 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 yada. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe on the channel if you like what you are seeing, and of course you liking the channel means that the channel will be recommended to people who might also be interested in the content that I'm putting out. Okay, so getting straight into wait. I mean, would I even be black if I don't complain about the weather? Would I even be black? What the honya? Like, do you understand? Like, I'm just like, I don't know how to act. Like, I don't know how to be. Like, I know it's autumn and obviously it's usually cold. Not like cold, but like you get like there's a like a far of like cold, but it's not a cold front, because what we're experiencing right now is winter. You get, because I'm just like, there is no way on earth I'm filling up my gas and putting on my gas heater, because once I do that, which means I have to do that for the next 4 months, and I'm just like, gas is expensive. Like if petrol, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it's like me filling petrol, because it needs to be like filled every second week, and that's just like, first of all, it's very much inconvenient. Number two, that's extra money. That's extra money. But I know I want to get warm, but and that's okay. I'll just wait it out. Probably it will get better, but but anyway, moving right along. So as I said, that today's video is all about I'm going to be talking about the very first projects that I got involved in. Okay, so as I changed jobs last year, so coming from an insurance background, business background, whatever industry, coming from the insurance industry to telecommunications industry, that has been such a big shift, but it sort of became a full circle, because in an insurance business there's a call center that's involved, and moving over to a place where you just mainly deal with call centers, the actual thing that happens in a call center, the actual processes of a call center are there. Like, call center, they use the system to capture details and whatever, and now I'm on like the call center part of it, where we're configuring the actual systems, the things that people from the customer to the client perspective, and all of those things. It's such an interesting industry to be in, and yeah, basically it's just a full circle, and wow. Wow. But anyway, moving right along. So the very first projects that I did was I don't know, guys, like, I feel very much uncomfortable sharing the details of the project, because what if it's like a solution that is like life-changing, and someone else out there is watching, and then they copy, then they like, I do not want to get myself into unnecessary trouble. Okay, so one of the things, so I'm just gonna highlight a few things that I really enjoyed, like the good, the bad, and the ugly type of vibes, but not necessarily. But it was such an amazing experience for me, because I got to, like, it's something that I've done before, but like to do it in like a professional space, because I would do it in my own like side projects and stuff, because I was using a different language starting out in my career as an intern, and obviously going up, whatever. But like, I was using like a different language, so I got to like go back to using, or rather not go back to using, but like using C#, Microsoft products on a professional level. Okay, so that to me is very much exciting, especially the part where I now got more involved in also building the front end and the back end, coming from a background where I was mainly doing back end development. Now I was required to do both front end and back end. That for me was exciting, as much as I did it in my personal capacity, but like now it was like, okay, this is your actual job. So yeah, so I had to develop a solution, build it from scratch. Like, also the good thing about what I do is we don't maintain old systems. Like, we create a new system, we move on. You know, that for me is amazing, because I mean, you get bored, guys. You know, coming from my old job where it was like the same system for like over 3 years, like literally, like I saw the same system also. But like, as much as I learned a lot of things, you know, in that system, it was so huge that, you know, I was discovering like things as I went along. Like, over the 3 years, there was still things that I was but it got to a point where you like, I know so much. But anyway, so the good thing is, you literally, well, not you, me, I you know, it's like new systems, as I was saying, and I lost my train of thought because I digressed, but please forgive me. Anyway, so basically I had to build, you know, for me it was like the excitement of building something from scratch, like seeing something from requirements and like building it all the way up to the finish, even though the integration part. So yeah, so we do integration. Basically, we're integrating like systems and all of that stuff. So that for me was very much exciting. I think the part where the part that gave me a little bit of anxiety was the integration part, because I'm just like, okay, so we're integrating with this system, it needs, like, you know, and all of those things. This is a system I've never seen before. I need to learn how to test. It seemed a bit complicated, and all of that, but it was pretty much exciting all at the same time, because I think one thing I did for myself is allow myself to learn and allow myself to understand that I'm not familiar with the part of, or with the system that we were integrating with, and, you know, allow myself to learn and ask questions and yada 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 yada. You know, that was like, not the ugly, I wouldn't say it was the ugly, because everything was just so seamless. Everything was just so seamless. I really did enjoy and all of that stuff. So going back to the fact that I was, you know, the most exciting part of it was creating a new system, creating a login page, a registration page, and everything else, and creating like the actual system from start to finish. That for me was pretty much exciting. And sometimes the good thing was that, you know, I was told to do whatever I wanted to do. So use whatever stack I wanted to use, you know. So yeah, so that's what happened. Like, I wasn't limited, so I was just given the requirements. Okay, so this is what the solution is to do and all of that stuff. So I went with it, and I wasn't restricted. Like, there was no specs in terms of what I needed to use or whatever. I was just like, it was just like, do whatever you want to do, have fun, and build a solution. And that for me was very much great. So I got to play around with like certain things that I've, you know, never. So obviously using my past experience as a .NET developer and stuff, and like learning new things along the way as well. The one thing that I could say was very much like the highlight of it all is getting to use data structures that I've never used before. Probably have used but know about them, but have used them, but like didn't know I was gonna use them. But like, you find yourself having problems that only that data structure can solve. Things like using dictionaries in a dictionary of key value pairs, those type of things. That for me was interesting, because I was just like, oh my goodness, like they made me feel so smart. The use of like data structures like in a full core, and like seeing their value, like hash maps. Is it hash maps? I think so. Seeing the value of data structures and putting them into practice, using your lists and stuff. That was like, for me, one of the most, you know, beautiful things I experienced. I know, I just got excited. And also, one of the most beautiful things is that I deploy my own code. I do testing, I do everything, and that for me is just like one of those things where you just learn a lot. And in my second project, I got to also set up the IIS server. You get errors and you learn from that, you make it work. It's just been like a good experience. My first project, okay, without digressing to my second one, but there's so much that I've learned because I was working alone on the project. Yes, there was the team lead, whatnot, but like mostly I did everything. You know, it was just like that for me was like the freedom I got. That was, you know, very much exciting and all of that stuff. So sure, moving on from the first month of the project, I think it was pretty much, you know, the basic things, and then as time went, things sort of like escalated and stuff, in terms of like the building of the solution. So I remember towards the end when we were done with everything, also there is documentation that needs to be done. So I think from my previous job I didn't do much documentation except for the where you're just explaining what the functionality that you built did, but this time around there's just too much that goes on. You know, I just realized how much like I was not using like some of the skills that I had acquired, you know, through university and stuff, like doing like fine, we're not doing like use cases, but like things like your entity diagrams, you know, all sorts of things, your what you call those diagrams, where you're saying how different systems are interacting together, like databases and architectural design and like all of those things. So it has been such a revival moment that, oh yay, somebody actually cares about this concept, you know. So it was just amazing. So moving right through from like having all the development done, now it was time to deploy. So I was doing deployment. I had to do everything right through, do the testing, post deployment and stuff, and all the shebang, right? So sure, that was a nerve-wracking moment because I remember I think there was like 3 of us in the meeting as I was deploying. My biggest concern was what if it breaks or what if it doesn't work. So that was like the one scary moment for me because I was just like my heart was pounding, my anxiety was on another level because, you know, I think as we were like improving the system, so obviously you have like the initial requirements and then you realize certain things afterwards, right, that you would need to improve on. So I think from there the client was also in the meeting, and it was nerve-wracking, but I think the one thing that kept me going was that if something goes wrong then you fix it, you know. And I'm just like, it like whatever goes wrong is probably not fixable. Like it is fixable, like it's not fixable. So just like calm your nerves, do whatever you need to do, and at the end of the day, should anything go wrong, it's fixable. Also, it's not even because like I did not trust my code, but you know, due to the fact that, yo guys, you know when you have a dog that does tricks, right? And then when you're trying to show your family members and your friends, you're like, okay dog, now sit. The dog is just staring at you. So usually we know what happens to environments and all of those things when you need to show off, but like, you know what, it came through, it worked out and all of that stuff. So that's one of the things that I did learn, that whatever happens, if something goes wrong, we fix it. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it was such an amazing experience. So all in all, even like I was just excited more than anything. I think for as much as like there was a bit of anxiety going on, but I was super excited. I was super stoked. I was super stoked about the whole project and stuff. So I wasn't too much worried. I wasn't worried about the fact that, oh, because I was not using like C# for a long time, like in a professional level. But like that didn't mean anything because I mean, I'm good at what I do. I mean, I'm good at what I do, like I said. But anyway, so that's just about it. It's a good story. It was a happily ever after. You know, I usually don't believe in the happily ever afters, but like yeah, my journey at my new job has been nothing but a success in terms of my projects, and till this day it's still running, and no problems. So I mean, with good error handling, which is, you know, someone was like, what screams mediocre developer? Bad error handling. So just make sure, because things change, guys. You tell you, like, there's always, like, whether it's in the network or whatnot that can affect your system. So if good error handling, you'll always come out tops. So you get what it is. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I probably spent the 30 minutes rambling, but anyway, thank you so much. Bye.